Zillow recently published numbers of rent appreciation, and it indicated that the entire state of Florida rent has gone up, including Jacksonville, including all these other markets. Did you get a chance to look at that report?
I did. Well, I looked at the synopsis of the report. And so I was not surprised that rents have gone up. I was not surprised that Zillow is reporting that. You know, the specific data that Zillow reported, I've got some even more granular and better data that I want to share with you there. But overall, it said, listen, rents are going up, but it might not be exactly what you thought as far as how that's going. What they were very quick to point out, which is something I love, is that when we talk about rents, we have single family rents and we have multifamily rents. And those are actually performing quite different. So that entire number of talking about how rents are going up across the state is combining both. But I think it's really cool for us to shed a light on the differences between single family rents and multifamily rents.
Well, we can start with this graphic right here, published by our friend at the Market Distillery, local ex-professor in Jacksonville here that started this data company. And what you want to see here, green means good, and yellow and orange and red means bad. And you're seeing two maps of Florida. One about single family rent changes year over year. It's all green. And then to the right, there's a multifamily rent change year over year, whereas predominantly yellow, orange, and red, showing that multifamily has actually decreased in Jacksonville and a lot of these other markets, while single family rent changes have gone up year over year in the same markets.
Absolutely. So I've got the data to support this. This is the data that we use. It's coming from John Burns Real Estate Consulting. And just to put it in perspective here, on the single family rent side, if you go back from 1985 all the way to 2022, which is the last data that we have, the average rent increase per year is 3.7% in Jacksonville, Florida. So 3.7% per year is what you get as far as rent increases on average. In 2023, so what the year that just ended, we actually increased our rents 1.6% for single family rents here in Jacksonville, Florida. Now it's a little bit lower than normal, but we're on the heels of 10% rent increases multiple years in a row. So the fact that we've had multiple years of rent increases so substantial, and now we're at 1.6 just continues to give more proof behind the fact that you have a very high floor when it comes to rents and home prices.
I think it illustrates this whole, like, there's no like dip. It's
Right.
just like a recurring pattern of growth, and it might grow faster, it might grow slower, but if on the back heel of 10% increases year over year, the next year is also an increase. It just means if you're waiting to, it's kind of the same thing as buying real estate. If you're waiting to rent until rents go down, you're going to continue waiting for a really, really long time.
And how many talking heads out there were saying, oh, we're going to have rents crash in 2023.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to have home prices crash in 2023. I'm here to tell you guys, home prices and rents went up in Jacksonville in 2023, which is exactly what we were saying was going to happen back in the day. So single family, 1.6% increases here in Jacksonville, Florida, according to John Burns. In the multifamily side, in 2023, we had rents drop 4.3%. That's a pretty big drop.
It's a pretty big drop.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why is that happening? Why are single family rents continuing to go up, whereas multifamily rents in 2023 actually fell, which is very abnormal?
I would assume it's harder to bring to market single family homes, and there's less of a supply for single family homes in correlation to the demand for single family homes versus the supply of multifamily to the demand for multifamily. Would be my guess.
Well, yes. So, a few years ago, we had a lack of supply for both multifamily and single family. But do you think it's harder to solve the supply problem for multifamily or for single family?
I would say single family.
Absolutely.
You need more space. You need more, like harder to do in an infill lot to build density, things like that.
Just think about the creation of the units. You can build a 300 unit apartment complex much quicker than you can build 300 individual single family homes. And so this insulates you on the single family investment side. There are so many things that I try to show folks. Everybody's very quick to say, I want to go from single family to apartments, or I want to go from this single family to commercial, or you name it. And there is so much built-in insulation from single family homes. This is one of the things we haven't talked about, but there have been so many apartments to come online that are hitting now, and
Mhm.
we're hitting in 2023
Yep.
because they got their funding and they started to go into construction 2 years before,
Yep.
when their financing was just absolutely the most incredible terms, right?
Yep.
Low interest rates at that time. So they started to build and come online at that time. Well, now all those units are here.
Yep.
And we're actually starting to see the other side of the supply side.
Mhm.
It's temporary, right? Long-term multifamily we see is going to be great in Jacksonville because of the population growth. But what John Burns is reporting is that 4.3% decrease in rent rates in the multifamily sector in Jacksonville in 2023. And actually in 2024, expecting a 1.9% decrease of rent rates in multifamily. Single family, again, 1.6% growth in 2023. Single family for 2024, according to John Burns,
Mhm.
is expecting a 2.1% increase on the single family side. We still have that supply problem on the single family side.
Yep.
It's going to be here for a while, and this puts you in a position of strength for owning single family assets.